Hey, Jeff Lerner here, and in this video we are going to look at 5 different businesses that you can start with no money. This is in general response to hundreds and hundreds of messages and comments and questions that I get from people basically who want to level up their life, want to do more fun stuff, want to not be so stressed about the future, want to make some extra money to pay off their student debt, and they're always looking at how they can start a business or generate more income without having to either lock themselves into an additional set schedule and or also having to invest a ton of money. So I'm going to show you 5 different things that you can do online, actually all on the internet, to start generating additional income and run your own business without having to spend much, if any, money. What I'm not about to tell you are 5 things that you can do that require no skills and no specialized knowledge. Anybody that tells you that is lying. Anybody that tells you that is ultimately going to try to cost you money and take your money and not give you any value in return, because it is total BS to say, hey, not only do you not have to spend any money, but you also aren't going to have to invest much time, and you aren't going to have any knowledge or skills or value to offer the world, and you can make money. That doesn't even make sense. That said, here are 5 things you can do that do require some amount of skill. Implied in that is that like you might have to spend the money or the time to acquire the skill. For example, the first thing, which is being a freelance writer, well, you gotta be proficient at writing in the primary language. Let's assume that it's English language writing, because that's where the most opportunity is. You're not gonna be a well-paid freelance writer if you suck at writing. So you might have to take a class or at least practice. Where should you go to actually parlay that into money? I'm gonna give you a couple different sites. First of all, it's probably the biggest site online where you can do freelance type work, not only writing, but we'll talk about some other types of jobs you can do there too. But that is Upwork. It used to be known as Odesk, and Upwork is probably the biggest freelancer marketplace online. And then there's another site called FlexJobs, and FlexJobs I like because for you as a writer, you go on there, you set up your profile, and they actually verify the job listings. So basically, you're not going to get hired to do a bunch of work and then not get paid. They actually verify that they're not scams and that they are legitimate, credible employers or, project retainers, and you don't get screwed over. But it is also a paid service. Like many things with value comes cost. So it's a paid service, but in the long run, it can save you a lot of time and money not getting screwed and wasting your time doing bogus jobs online. The next 3 sites that I'm going to give you are actually technically agencies where you sign up essentially as an agency client, as a writer, and then they book you jobs or they find you jobs. And those are Writer Access, which I can say from personal experience, I've used Writer Access on multiple projects. Back when I had an agency, we would retain Writer Access to create content for some of our clients and some of our internal projects. And really were very pleasantly surprised. I mean, sometimes you go in expecting it to be, and Writer Access was really good. They actually have different tiers of writers that you can use on the customer side. And for you as a writer, then there's different tiers that you can kind of qualify into, and the better tiers obviously get better pay. Also, another agency is called Text Broker. I haven't used it, but I have read good things about it. And another one is called Constant Content. And again, the agency approach is, there's a security in that because essentially you have an intermediary that's getting the jobs for you and kind of protecting you a little bit like an agent, like that's what your agent does, right? The next job that you can do or business is actually social media management. So, if you like social media, I will say this from experience, from having run an agency and interviewed for this position, somebody shouldn't be a social media manager if they don't A, like social media, and B, aren't really organized. So if you're a really organized person and you also find yourself to be pretty sort of natural and fluid in the social media environment, and you don't get annoyed having to spend time on social media. Like for me, if I have to spend too much time on Facebook, the Facebook feed makes me crazy. When I owned my agency, it was one of the most requested things that we got from businesses. There is huge demand for it. Every business, large and small, needs more social media content, and there's this sort of omnipresent awareness that people constantly feel behind. Frankly, that's one of the things that the social media platforms have done a really good job of, is making every business owner in the world feel like they're behind and they're deficient in their social media content and their social media strategy. So there's a lot of work for good social media managers. There's a site called TopTal. I don't know if it's TopTal or TopTal, but it's TOPTAL, which is short for Top Talent. Their sort of pitch is that they offer up the top 3% of talent in any niche. So to list yourself as a service provider with TopTal, you would need to have some experience, but obviously the corollary to that is that they find better jobs, better paying jobs. They connect a lot of freelancers with big companies that have bigger budgets. And then the final site, if you maybe don't have that experience to get listed at TopTal, would just be Fiverr, Fiverr, 2 R's in Fiverr. And Fiverr, actually, I've had a lot of social media projects done at Fiverr. I've had people do posting. I've had people handle engagement. I've had people field direct messages for me at volume that I couldn't handle myself. I've had people even grow niche profiles, like if you'll launch an Instagram profile that focuses on like a certain category, not my personal one, but like, let's say I want to focus one that's just on entrepreneurial motivation. You can literally hire people on Fiverr to just grow that and do everything that goes with that. So if you know how to do those things, sell your services at Fiverr. The third thing that you can do, third business you can start for no money, is the same way. It's actually this thing that I started with back in 2008, affiliate marketing. I actually, in 18 months, paid off over $400,000 in debt. That's how screwed I was. I was $400,000 in debt. I had tried to start a franchise restaurant, lost my butt on this franchise restaurant. I had this giant bank loan that they never should have given me, but it was back in 2007 when they were passing out bank loans like Girl Scout cookies. And they gave this 27-year-old jazz musician a $300,000 plus bank loan, and then when I defaulted on it a year later, my restaurant went out of business. Add up all the fees and lawyers and busted leases and back due taxes and all that. I was over $400,000 in debt. Paid it all off in 18 months with affiliate marketing. So I get kind of a special lift and smile when I talk about affiliate marketing. It's literally the business model that in many ways saved my life. Since then, just from affiliate marketing, generated well over $20 million in gross sales online. Now, that doesn't mean that I personally made $20 million from affiliate marketing. That's gross sales online. And, to get to that level, you're probably running or in my case, you're definitely running a lot of paid ads, doing a lot of paid promotion. You have tools, you probably have staff, team members. There's a lot that goes into doing it at that level. But, again, I did pay off over $400,000 in debt in my first 18 months over a decade ago as a otherwise broke jazz musician. So definitely a special place in my heart for affiliate marketing. If you want to learn more about affiliate marketing, actually below this video, there's a sign up to be an affiliate in my company, which is called Entre Institute. It's my teaching company. And we have an affiliate program. Affiliate marketing basically just means selling other people's products and getting paid referrals or getting paid commissions. Doesn't mean you work for them. Doesn't mean you're their employee. Again, I have training videos on my channel here, numerous training videos about different affiliate networks and different types of affiliate marketing. But I do say, and it admittedly is a little bit self-serving for me to say this, that I believe the best way to learn about affiliate marketing is to sign up as a completely free affiliate for my company, Entre Institute. And we actually have training that we provide you as one of our affiliates that, for obvious reasons, the best training I could possibly want to deliver would be to people who are going to promote my stuff. So that's really, we've put a lot into creating some amazing training about affiliate marketing for our affiliates. So if you sign up as a free affiliate below, and obviously, like I said, again, you can get videos about affiliate marketing here on my channel, but that link below will give you access to some really specific and tactical training of like how to do it step by step. And I do, this is probably a good place for me to insert sort of a general comment about affiliate marketing that, you go online, you'll find a zillion affiliate programs. I talk about them in many of my videos, whether you're looking at Amazon or you're looking at ClickBank, you're looking at JVZoo, you're looking at CPA networks. Most of those are predicated on kind of earning a lot of small commission. Send people to Amazon, they buy a yoga mat and you make $4. There's a niche within affiliate marketing. There's a specific type of affiliate product offer called high ticket affiliate marketing. For example, let's say that you become an affiliate of like Tony Robbins company, the Tony Robbins companies, right? Tony Robbins has an affiliate program and you sell his book, Awaken the Giant Within. Let's say that book sells for $20 and you make and I'm throwing these numbers out. Let's say you make $5. I don't know. That would actually probably be high. But what if the person who bought that book goes to one of his events? And what if at that event, they sign up for his diamond, platinum, whatever, crazy, most intensive mastermind trips to the moon experience, right? Let's say they go 80 grand or whatever it is. Well, you're not going to get a commission on that 80 grand just because you sold the guy the book and the guy bought a ticket to the event and the guy went to the event and joined the mastermind and bought the ticket to the moon with Tony or whatever. They're not tracking you all the way through that chain and going, well, let's go back to the guy that bought the book and let's make sure we give him 10 grand or 20 grand, whatever the same percentage would be, right? But there actually are some affiliate programs that do that. My training program is one such program. That's kind of a fundamental distinction between general affiliate marketing and high ticket affiliate marketing. And again, I think that's one of the reasons, like I said, it's self-serving, but it's also true why my program's a good place to learn, because it's also becomes a great place to earn. Let's move on to the next one, which is actually becoming an SEO consultant. And man, talk about a whole other big subject that I frankly need to do more videos about and will do more videos about here on YouTube. But I have a ton of experience with this. I literally, 2013, when I had kind of gotten burned out on affiliate marketing, not really burned out, but just kind of looking to change things up, I started a little agency, initially out with my friend in his garage, and then we actually ended up hiring my son's friend's mom to be my assistant, who helped me make some calls. And basically what we were doing was we were calling local businesses, and I'm about to tell you how to be an SEO agency. We would call local businesses and we'd say, hey, we'd like to help you get more leads to your business. And they say, oh, how does that work? What do you mean? And you say, well, you're a plumber, you're a roofer, you do HVAC, you're a carpenter, you're a contractor, you're a chiropractor. I'm using a lot of home services. It doesn't matter, right? Every business needs more leads. And we would say, hey, we're going to help you get ranked higher in the search engines. And that can either mean we'll take the website that you have and we'll do some stuff to it that'll get you ranked higher in the search engines. Or later it started to mean we'll create additional peripheral like social content and build your profile that way. Or it can mean, hey, we'll just create a separate property that's designed to get leads for your type of business. We did this with insurance. We did this with mortgage. We did this with security. We did this with a lot of different niches where we would create a website that was optimized locally to get the leads for that industry. And then you would just send the leads to the providers and they pay you for the leads. There's a variety of different ways you can do this. Again, I need to create more content about it here on my YouTube channel, but I do also have a course called Agency Millionaire Secrets or the Agency Millionaire Masterclass that literally teaches this stuff in depth. My goal here in this YouTube video isn't to sell the course, but I will just say there's a whole world of information out there about local marketing, local agency marketing, SEO, and it is definitely something that is intensely powerful. In fact, the course that we created for this inside my company, Ultra Institute, was actually put together by one of my best students. He's actually somebody that I've worked with since 2009, so whatever that's been, over a decade now that he was a student of mine. And he actually went off and just focused on that one tactic and created a multiple 7-figure business for himself, just working from home with a couple assistants who were virtual, who cost him very little, providing SEO services for local businesses. He was based in upstate New York, and again, built a multiple 7-figure business for himself, like ridiculous quality of life. I'm not talking like just, he replaced his job. I mean, made really insane money, like baller money, just doing this for certain types of businesses. And anyway, we created a course and we teach it in my program. But the point is to just tell you how big that opportunity is. Like what I just described, as the words were coming out of my mouth, it sounded kind of like you could gloss over it, but like don't gloss over it. If you take the time to really learn more about what I just said, and if, heck, if you want to know more, ask questions, post comments below, and I can, it's always useful for me if I know like what people are interested in and what people are attracted to. And if you say, hey, I want to know more about that, then it pushes me to create more content about that. Anyway, the 5th business model that you can get into for, again, little to no money is actually just web design. And you might think, whoa, what is this guy talking about? I'm not going to be a web designer. I don't know HTML or CSS or JavaScript or any of the back-end scripting languages or code or... Here's the deal. Now, with whether it's ClickFunnels, Squarespace, whether it's Wix, whether it's Groove Pages, Lead Pages. It doesn't matter if you're building sales funnels, doesn't matter if you're building brochure websites. If you want to build local business websites, you go sign up for Marketing 360. There's so many platforms now that make it really easy to build websites. I would say building websites now is much more along the lines of being a social media manager, where you don't have to know code and you don't have to know design to manage somebody's Instagram profile. You just have to know how the platform works and be able to create content. That's literally how these website builders are now. You just drag stuff around. It's actually easier than, I would say it's a whole lot easier than managing like a Facebook page. Facebook pages are not intuitive to me at all. You got to really know how they work. These drag and drop website builder systems, they make it so easy now. And it's just a knowledge gap. What you're doing is you're monetizing a gap of understanding and a gap of time. You walk into a business owner and you say, hey, listen, I can build a website for you. It'll look beautiful. All I need you to do is go sign up for Squarespace and give me a login. And they go, oh, it's $20 a month. Okay. And you're like, yeah, I'll do it for $1,000, whatever. They don't know what they don't know. They don't know what it would be like to go in and try to do that. And the fact is, if they're a successful business owner, if you're a struggling young person who's trying to make some extra money, and they're a successful business owner who needs a website, technically their time is more valuable than yours. So you might be going, well, they could just log in and do it themselves, and it would take them 8 or 12 hours or whatever. Well, yeah, first of all, that guy probably isn't as technically proficient as you. 8 or 12 hours of his time or her time is probably worth paying you $1,000 to do it. I certainly know for me that I have staff, I have team members that do things for me all the time that I technically could do myself, and I'm actually proficient enough to know how to do them myself. It's just not worth my time. Being a web designer, I think, is a huge opportunity nowadays that a lot of people disqualify themselves from because they think it's way more technical than it is, because they maybe checked it out 5 years ago before these platforms either existed or were as mature as they are now. So let's recap that. Being a writer, being a freelance writer, being a social media manager, being an affiliate marketer, sign up below, being an SEO consultant, and or being a website designer. That's 5 different businesses that you can start for little to no money in this world. And it all just kind of comes back to the point that I make all the time, which is there's just no excuse in the world we have anymore. Jack Ma, who's delightfully politically incorrect and one of the richest people in China, he says, if you're 35 and you're poor, it's your fault. Now, that may be a little bit harsh, but the point that he's making is, and I think even Bill Gates said that, or maybe it's one of those quotes. We like to just attribute things to Bill Gates, but I know somebody said, and I think it's pretty quotable. They say, it's not your fault if you're born poor, but it is your fault if you die poor. And they're making the same point, which is that there are so many opportunities in the world now to generate income without having to trade away all your time like you do with a traditional job, or get overextended and over leveraged like you traditionally have with either brick and mortar business investment or like real estate investing and stuff like that. There's just so many opportunities. And take it from a guy who was a 28-year-old broke jazz musician living in his ex-wife's parents' house spare bedroom out of sheer pity and disdain, who locked himself in a room for 16 months and came out having generated almost $500,000. We live in a dramatically different world than our parents did now. And to me, the biggest travesty in this world is that most people haven't gotten that memo. Frankly, my channel here, my mission is committed to getting that message out to the world, spreading the good news. If that sounds cool to you and you want to know more and more about how to parlay this into a great life, then subscribe to my channel. Maybe join my movement. I started Entre Nation. There should be a link below to join Entre Nation, become an affiliate of mine, and I'll give you a bunch of great free training. Anyways, lots I have to share with the world, but I'm not going to try to cram it all into this video. I do thank you for your time, and I do definitely invite you to subscribe wherever it is. Click the button. It should be down there. Maybe down there. Probably down there. Click the button. Click the bell. Get notified as new videos come out, and I'll look forward to seeing you on future videos. Thanks for your time.